Hi guys, this is Charmaine again. And in my previous video, I have discussed the first part of the process when you wanted to apply for student visa in Australia with First Source World. So today, I wanted to cover a part about GTE, which stands for Genuine Temporary Entrant. So what is GTE? GTE is an integrity assessment that you have to provide aside from the documents that are required with your visa application process. It is needed to substantiate your claim that you are a genuine student and that you will not use this student visa that will be granted, hopefully, to you for other purpose such as having a permanent residency. Australia wanted to ensure that you are just going to their country temporarily just to get a good educational qualification, and then soon afterwards you'll go back to your home country. The Department of Home Affairs of Australia will be the one to assess your student visa application and will also be the one to read your GTE statement. It has to be an English written statement, long enough and straightforward enough for them to get your point. So bago ko i-share yung process kung paano ko sinulat yung GTE ko, I'd like to make a disclaimer that I am not an expert in writing a GTE. I'm also not an expert in giving opinions on how to change or revise your GTE. This is just me sharing my personal experience on how I created or written my GTE and what worked for me since I have my visa granted last February 8th. So let's start. So with my GTE, I've covered various topics. First of all is your personal and family details. As I am speaking, I'm also checking my laptop just to ensure that I can cover the sections that I have written in my GTE. My GTE is about 7 pages. So in the personal and family details, I have described my father and my mother and my relationship with them and also my sibling, which is my brother. I also talked about uh, where I lived and where I was born, and then the relationship that I have with my relatives since I also live with them. I also describe Mariveles since I am from Mariveles, Bataan. So there you can start by saying my father who is blah blah blah, and then my mother who also works in this company, yeah, something like that. And then I also covered my educational background and work experience. So, sa case ko, kinumbine ko na siya. With work experience, I just mentioned the position and then the duration that I had with the company that I worked for. So, I said something like, I was hired as an accounting analyst in this company where I worked for nearly 2 years. And then I also mentioned some trainings that I had with the company, how I admired their culture, something like that. So you have to um, let the case officer know your educational background and work experience by writing them down as much details as you can. In that section, you're like giving an idea for the case officer to know what was your life when you were a student and also when you were still working in different companies. And then one more thing, you also have to place a dedicated section for any gaps in study or work. So, if nag-stop ka from schooling, you have to mention that as well kung ano yung reason. I think the significant gap na masasabi is 6 or 1 year, 6 months or 1 year or more. Yun yung significant gap na mako-consider. So, you need to give an acceptable reason for that. Another important thing to cover in the GTE is the section for the reason why you have chosen the course. So in my side, since I have chosen Graduate Diploma of Management, I tried to relate the degree that I have earned, which is accountancy, and the work experience that I had through the years with the reason why I have chosen the course. So since I'm an accountant, of course, I know the technical aspects of accounting, but since I am moving towards managerial roles, I've mentioned there that I wanted to to hone my leadership skills and communication skills. I felt like I lacked in leadership skills and also in management of people, my team members. I wanted to help them to and encourage them to explore their potential in their career. So you can say some things like that as well. So as for you, you just have to understand na dapat i-relate mo yung natapos mo and yung more experience mo sa course na gusto mong kunin sa Australia. Ano yung paano ka magbe-benefit sa course na kukunin mo? And ano yung pwede mong i-mention dun kung ano ba yung feeling mo kulang sa'yo na gusto mong i-improve. And kapag nakuha mo yung course na yun, for sure, qualified ka na sa gusto mong ma-achieve na situation mo sa life. Another section is career plan. So, it's parang relating siya dun sa binanggit ko rin kanina, reason for choosing the course. But for the career plan, you need to let the case officer know kung ano yung plan mo sa future. Kapag nakuha mo na yung course, after mo matapos yung course, ano na yung next step for you. You can mention your plan for the next 5 years or even for the next 10 years. So, i-mention mo dun, what are your plans after studying? You can mention that after completing the program, either gusto mong mag-start ng business, if that's really the case, or kung mas convincing sa part mo na plan mo maghanap ng work with a higher position and with competitive salary and benefits, then you have to be specific as much as possible. So you can mention the position that you're eyeing kapag umuwi ka na ng Philippines or in your other home country. And then you can mention the salary that you're aiming for as well, the position, the salary you're aiming for, and also if you can specify the companies that you wanted to apply also kapag naka-uwi ka na. Another section to cover is you need to place the reason why you are not studying in your home country. Australia or the case officer wanted to know if you have a reputable institutions in your home country, then why did you choose to study in Australia? Why do you have to go? Because the cost in studying in another country will be expensive and it has a lot, it requires a lot of financial investment as well. So if the course is also available in your home country, you can be honest. It's just that you have to place your reason. So you can mention some reasons like if the tuition is almost the same naman, if it's really the case, or you think the teaching or the methodology is different from what you have preferred, and also the environment, you can also mention that. So in my GTE, I have made some research if may mga schools nga na related sa course ko. And then I have found few of them naman. So I checked the tuition, I checked the teaching methodology, and also the environment. And then, binention ko siya as reasons ko na, for example, pwede sa tuition, o kaya naman, yung environment, mas gusto ko kasi diverse yung people na mamimit ko to help me in honing my communication skills and other soft skills. So, lahat ng pwede mong um, factors para ma-compare yung pag-aaral mo if ever sa home country and sa Australia, gawin mo na. Ilagay mo na. And then also, um, one of the other important section is your reason for choosing Australia over other countries. Because we all know naman that Australia is not just the only country na may good feedback for international students. There are other countries such as Canada, US, UK, where any international student wants to go also.